Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Yes, it's me. It's been a while since I was here, but you know what? I'm back, bitch. And yes, I just went to church. This is why I have this on. I was just in church. I'm a good Christian Southern boy. That being said, today I'm gonna be talking about basically a very unfortunate situation that I had to live through a couple years ago, and it was just too much. It was a lot, and it was just very unpleasant. But it's something that I lived through, and I would like to share the story with you. So let's just get on and get started. Okay, so this happened like 2 summers ago. So basically what happened is that I was on Grinder. As you do, I was just on Grinder, going through Grinder, seeing what was out there. And where I lived, Grinder was just very dry. It was very ugly, very creepy, very it just wasn't an ideal situation. Like, it just wasn't cute. It wasn't an app where you wanted to be. And in case you don't know what Grinder is trash. So don't download it, don't go in it. It's just horrendous, horrible. Anyways, point is, I was on Grinder, and on Grinder there was this man, and he was hot. I'm not gonna lie, he was really hot, really good looking, and obviously I didn't message him because I was just like, he's a fake profile. Like usually when you see someone that's like really hot on like Grinder, it's usually a fucking fake profile. Whatever, this is not real, like I'm not even gonna look at it, whatever. Every time I would like log in or like look into this app, he was there. And I was just like, okay, like, is he real? Is he not real? Like, what's going on? Whatever. Until one day, this man decided to message me actually, and I was like, oh, okay. He said something along the lines of like, hey, what's up? Or like something, something typical of Grinder. And I was just, oh, it's good, what's up with you, what are you doing, what's going on, what's in your life, I was just like continuing the conversation. So the conversation just continued. It was just very small for like a couple days. It was just like, good morning, how are you? And I'd be like, oh, great, just getting coffee. And then there would be like a break, and then be like, oh, what are you doing this afternoon? And I would just be like, just doing homework or shit like that. Something, just like a really small conversation, really like pointless, really useless, to the point where I was like, I'm not gonna answer back. But then this man started sending me pictures, and by pictures, you know what I mean, like nudes. He was sending me like, very explicit pictures, and there were, I'm not gonna lie, it was a good to look at. Like, it was a good picture, like, I was like, wow, like, this man really is, like, I have things I bring to the table, he has things he was bringing to the table. So I was like, wow, this is gonna be like a dinner, this is gonna be a meal, this is gonna, after he sent me pictures, I sent some back, not as explicit as his, obviously, because I was still scared that it was like a fake profile and someone was just being really good at catfishing, because I know I'm really good at catfishing. So I was like, what if someone's out there, with my own skills and is trying to like turn it against me? So I was like, what, I'm not gonna send like super explicit pictures. So I sent like, a couple, not all the way nudes, but like halfway nudes, you know what I'm saying? So one day he just, suggests, what are you doing this weekend? And I'm like, nothing, bitch. What the fuck am I supposed to be doing, bitch? At the time, I couldn't drive, I couldn't drink, I couldn't do shit. So I was like, oh, nothing, I'm just gonna be like home, kind of doing nothing. And he was like, oh, funny, me too. I'm not gonna be doing anything, this weekend. And in fact, I'm gonna be house sitting my parents' house. So I was like, he said that he was house sitting his parents' house because his parents had like an old dog, and the dog was like, was about to like cross the river Styx, and they just wanted, someone to be there for the dog just in case he did, cross the river Styx a little bit early. So he said that he was just house sitting, but basically just kind of taking care of the dog. He said, do you want to come over, And at this point, this is the point where, this is the point where you have to make a decision that can, change your life forever. I said yes. I was like, no, bitch, I was just curious, because like at this point I had seen the pictures, and I was like, I was pretty convinced that this was pretty real. And also, like, I'm a runner, okay? Like, at the time, cross country was going on. I was really in shape. I was like, if anything happens, I was like, bitch, at least I can fucking run away. I can fucking, I can outrun this bitch, even though he looks, like he worked out pretty often. I was like, you know what, I can probably outrun this bitch, So the day comes, and it's a Saturday. That Saturday, obviously I starved for like the past couple of days just to make sure, because I was pretty new to this. So I didn't want to run any situations. And by situations, you guys, you guys know what I mean, Then, when Saturday came through, he messaged me in the morning. He said, hey, are you ready for today? Like, basically, I'm like, yeah, I'm free today. I can come over, just send me the address and I'll be there, And then he asked me, do you want me to go pick you up? And I was like, oh, yes, you can come pick me up. You know, now that I think about it, I was like, you can come pick me up. You know, this is where I live and this is where my gig. Obviously, I didn't give him my my address. I told him that I live next to a park and that he could like pick me up next to the park. And he was like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. I'm waiting at the park and he pulls through. And I'm just gonna say, I don't know shit about cars, but he was on this very big white truck, very Caucasian looking white truck. So I'm like, at this moment, I start reevaluating myself because I'm like, you know what they say about people with fucking lifted trucks or, you know, or just big trucks in general? You're compensating for something. And so then I was just scared. I was like, what if he sent me all those pictures were like not real? Like, what if it's just, you know, not that I'm shaming anybody who has, you know, it's just saying that it's just not my preference. It's just, you know, I open the door and literally I'm like this. Imagine the truck's right here. I'm like this. Like opening the door because it's so far up. I'm like, damn. So I open the door and obviously in there's this guy. And he looks like the guy in the picture. He looks, you know, he's hot, muscular, you know, very good looking. And he was just like, hey, what's up? You know, like, are you ready? And I'm like, bitch, I've been ready. So anyways, we just ride in silence to his gig. And the gig, you guys, the gig was a good gig. Like, it was like, the house was like on the top of a hill. From that hill, you could overlook the town. It was so nice, bitch. And like, even though it was like the middle of the day and there was like smog like covering everything, the rich Caucasian household. It's nice. It smells like a home. It definitely smells like grandparents, you know, like older people. So we're walking through the house, and then like there's like a room, and the room is like where the dog was at, and the dog was like this big kind of like German Shepherd, but it was like, you know, it was just laying down. It looked very sickly, very tired, and I was like, oh, poor creature. So then we pulled into like not the master bedroom. I saw the master bedroom, and the master bedroom was like really nice. But we pulled up to like another room, and the other room, even though it wasn't a master bedroom, it was still pretty big, and it had like a bathroom and like everything. And we were like, ooh, okay. Like in that room is everything happens, you know. That's the room where it all unfolded. Okay, that's the room where, you know, that was the room where we lied together. Oh my god, that sounds so gross to say, but like, you know, the deed happened. So after that, we just talked for like an hour, and then I was like, oh, I need to be getting home. And he was like, oh, okay, I can take you back. So I was like, okay. So we were on our way back, and he was like, actually, I'm pretty hungry. Do you want something? And I was like, bitch, pull up to Wendy's right now. And he did. We pulled up to Wendy's. I got, like, a fucking cheeseburger or some shit. I don't know. Just kind of, like, ate in the car, and then, like, he dropped me off at the same park again. And the next day, you know, I didn't log into Grindr that day, the entire day, for the rest of the day. So then until the next day, you know, I logged in, and he's not there anymore. Like, he deleted his profile, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? You know, what's going on here today on this day? Like, why is he not here anymore? You know, like, bitch, not that I was detached. Like, I didn't want to go back and be like, hey, I love you. You know, I figured, turns out I'm falling in love with you. You know, like, I want to be with you for the rest of that. No, I just wanted to be like, oh, you know, how are you? You know, just to see if this could possibly happen again, because, you know, I enjoyed that time. Well, he wasn't there, and he wasn't there for like the next like month and a half. Fast forward, like, you know, 3 months, 3 or 4 months. It was like November. My friend got me a gig volunteering at a kids concert, because, you know, I'm in high school, and, you know, when you're in high school, you have to like log like community service hours. And one of my friends found me a gig to volunteer at this kids concert, basically checking in tickets. So there I am, you know, at this gig, you know, just checking in tickets. You know, people are coming, I'm like crossing them off the list, or like they would come and purchase a ticket at the door, and I would just like give them the fucking ticket. Or, you know, sometimes they, you know, have the ticket on their phone. I would just like check it on their phone, whatever. It was just pretty easy. But it all changed when a little girl comes through. And it was just a cute little girl, and she was just like dressed in like a pink thing. You know, she was like, oh my god, ready to party, you know, little kids, you know, at children's party, you know. And then comes a little boy, and I'm like, oh my god, he's so cute. And then it comes in like the mom. And the mom, I was like, wow, bitch, you really are beautiful. Like, you really are gorgeous. You really are pretty. But then, guess who decided to cross the door? Yes, bitch, just like you thought. It was the fucking guy who I hooked up with a few months ago. There he is in the door. Turns out the cute little kid, the cute little boy, and the beautiful, gorgeous woman was his wife and kids. So, you know, there I am just sitting at the ticket table, you know, just giving him the fucking shade rattle look, like, In that moment, I lost all hope for this. I wanted to skin this man alive. I wanted to slit his throat, you know. I wanted to grab the fucking key I had to the fucking little cash register box and fucking slit his fucking throat. I wanted to cut his dick. Everything that man had. How dare you, knowing you have a beautiful wife and kids, be cheating on her? I truly am a homewrecker. I was just upset. I was upset with myself for not having done like the research necessary to figure out this man. And I was also angry at him for, you know, like on my side, at least I know that I didn't know he had a whole fucking family and kids. And on his side, he did know. Okay, so definitely it put me in a very uncomfortable situation because, bitch, how do you go back from that? Like the next week or so, I didn't sleep. I lost sleep because I was like, how can I be possibly the reason why this family fucking split? Like, one thing could have gone wrong in this whole family split. Because who? Because of this dumb bitch and the fucking lady of the night over here. So I was just definitely put in the position of a whore, a slut, nasty slutty hoe, nasty slutty cunt. So yeah, so I was definitely hurt. I was scarred. It was just really bad, you know. At the moment, you know, I was just like, oh, you know, I checked in their tickets, and the whole rest of the thing, I just felt nauseous. I felt uncomfortable. I just didn't want to be there. How am I supposed to be in the same building where this man is with his wife and kids, but I fucked the guy, you know? Like, ever since then, before I have a fucking hookup on Grindr, I'm literally looking up where they live, where they work, where they went to high school, where they went to middle school, who their parents are, who their children are, who they've been married to, you know, what they eat for breakfast, what they eat for lunch, what they drink, and what's their, you know, wine of choice. You know, I have to know everything about someone before I jump in, because you never know, you know, who they are gonna be, or what they're gonna, you know, what their intentions are, or, you know, what they could possibly be doing. So, yeah, so that's the story of how I was a homewrecker, and, you know, there's a couple more where that came from, but thank you for watching this new series in my channel that I will be calling Ho Diaries. This is gonna be Ho Diary 1. And, you know, people just be wilding out there. People really don't like their marriages. And, you know, if you are married, if you're unhappy with your marriage, divorce, okay? So, thank you guys for watching, and, I will see you next time with another video.